The dragon type in Pokemon has always been a fan favorite, and generally produces some of the most powerful and outright broken Pokemon ever made. But does the same apply for Draft? Today, we hopefully find that out as I rank every dragon type Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet based on their viability in high tier Tera Draft League. But I couldn't do it alone. Introducing OGalbina, a Pokemon Draft League veteran with multiple championships and a vast knowledge of competitive battling, who will be joining me to find the best dragon type in Draft League. Who's your favorite dragon type? Let us know in the comments down below and check out OGalbina's channel in the description. Like and make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the content, and with all that out of the way, let's get on with the tier list. My guest today, as you heard from the intro, is a veteran draft player, someone I've actually watched for quite a little bit now. Say hello to OGalbina.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited. We can talk about dragon types today. They're all pretty much really good, or at least close to it. So I got an easy discussion today. We can talk about some broken mons.
Now, I wouldn't say all of them are good.
Yeah, there's definitely some stinkers in here that I can see, but most of them are incredible. Yeah,
there's a few little stinkers that we might get to. But how we usually do this, my friend, is I'm gonna go. Let's go back and forth. I usually let my guest pick first what mon they want to talk about first. So, out of any of these mons, what's one that catches your eye, my friend?
Well, my favorite Pokemon of all time, channel mascot, all that stuff, is actually going to be Salamence. So we can talk about Mence first. I think he's a good middle of the ground guy to kind of discuss first too. Not the most broken, but definitely not bad at all.
For sure. Yes, of course, the channel mascot, of course, is going to have some bias. You know, we could have left that to like the middle of the video and then had people wait for it because like, what's he going to say? What's he going to say about his mascot? No, let's just rip that Band-Aid off. No, I feel you. Okay.
There you go. I love Mence personally. Now, I wouldn't stretch and say A or S. I see you hovering B. That's where I personally put it.
I think so too.
And again, in the context of like, you know, high to Tera or just like free Tera with Tera Preview.
Yes. Great
Pokemon. I love it because while it might not be the most potent DD sweeper, Scarf Moxie guy, or like Special Breaker, it is very good at all of those and can kind of flex into a lot of those roles. Pretty darn well. Whether it be like that Scarf Moxie win con with like Tera Flying, whether it be that you know, DE Moxie sweeper with Earthquake, or that special threat with like Tera Flying Hurricane becoming ridiculously strong. So I personally love this thing, and I've, again, bias aside, I drafted a lot because it's my favorite mon, but pretty darn solid.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, just because I want to kind of, you know, get to know you a little bit more as well, and you know, the viewers that will see this that haven't heard of you, which I kind of doubt it, but a lot of them are going to be coming from your channel, so hello. But either way, why is Salamence your favorite?
Honestly, because I started playing Pokemon back in Gen 3. So, like, when I was a young kid, started playing Pokemon in Gen 3. It's not, like, a super deep reason. I just remember getting to the Elite Four and playing Drake and seeing, oh my god, this guy's sick. It's just a dragon. Like, that's all as hell.
Yeah. And then you saw this, you're
then,
like, whoa.
You know, 9-10-year-old Owen saw the Salamence on the screen. It's like, whoa, this guy's sick. Mence is my favorite, and Metagross is my second favorite Pokemon. So I'm a big Gen 3 kid. The Gen 3 games and like Hoenn are like the most nostalgic for me. So the pseudos from it are just, those are my guys. A lot of my favorite Pokemon actually usually are Gen 3 guys.
Right. And like they mentioned today, guys, it's a little bit different how we're doing the list. It's gonna be, instead of low tier Tera, we're more talking about free Tera here, which is a format that's this is like the wilds of the low tiers. You know, the low tiers is where, like, you know, that's where all the good kids with their lollipops and spinny hats are. Like, this is the high tier, top tier stuff. That's where like the big boys play. We're getting stuff like Tera. Name some examples. Name some examples real fast. Like, we're getting some scary,
so like
scary
on this
stuff.
list in particular, I'd say like upper end guys like Tera Bolt would be like a perfect example. Now I will say a lot of the guys on this in like the free Tera format are actually typically banned from doing so. So a lot of you guys, like Mence is another one of the really solid ones, but guys like the Lotties, the Archomp, those guys, Roaring Green, those guys typically not allowed, even with, you know, the free Tera Preview format. There are certain things that are still like, whoa, it's a little too much. But I'd say like Raging Bolt is a great example of like a top 3 Tera caps in the format. But we'll obviously talk about that when
Yes.
we get to Big Bolt.
The low tier guys, you can uncover your eyes and unplug your ears now. The scary man he stopped mentioning all the scary stuff, but we will kind of wrap back around to it. Okay.
Oh, for sure.
I agree with your point about Tera Mets. It sounds scary too. I think some leagues I've been in allowed it. I think though Moxie was banned with it, which it was like a weird complex ban. But yeah, Tera Flying sounds horrifying because it can be mixed roles too. It isn't just gonna get Tera Blast Flying, a strong, reliable physical stab. It can also just get Hurricane. It's just fast enough. It has like DD. And Dragon Flying, all jokes aside, is not a bad defensive typing either. Like at the end of the day,
not at all. And you can flip. You could do some cool stuff. Obviously, like going Steel, Water, like
Mhm.
those more defensive, like to set up like fatter DD variants with Intim and stuff like that. It's honestly just like it's a stat monster, right? And if you have a lot of stats, being able to flex and manipulate your typing is going to always be really good.
For sure.
The reason I have it in B here is just because there are some other dragons that are just absolutely super broken.
Yep.
I think like in the context of Pokemon in general, you could even slide this up to A tier. But considering what else we have on this list potentially, it's probably going to be a higher.
That's kind of how we rank. That's kind of how I like to rank them too. Is like based on the type itself. Like in fire types, there was like 2 Pokemon that I'd actually consider like an S tier Pokemon, but like because
there's a lot of
with
guys be like, I don't even know if I draft this guy, but he's good compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing. So yeah, and since you brought it up already, let's talk about Raging Bolt. This thing's a demon.
Oh yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Thing is a demon.
I think this gotta go next year.
This thing is a demon, bro. I don't like this thing. This long old neck.
Yeah, again, just stat monster, right? Like
stat monster that is like
the Paradox guys in general are so min-max.
They're hard enough to deal with in my leagues when it can't Tera. Now if it can just Tera into a fairy type, how the hell do I kill it? Like
fairy, water, or even those matchups where just like you look at the opponent and they're like, wow, they're steel types and Excadrill here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Tera Dragon. I'm just gonna go Draco and do 70, 80, 90%. I think Specs Dragon just like kills the frailer steels, like the guys like Drill and things like that. Like strong Thunderclap priority. But even then, like great pivot, whether it be like Boots, Vortex, AV is just like almost impossible to kill, right? So it's always a great 1-for-1, 2-for-1 guy, bare minimum, even if you're not going for the edition, like Booster Energy, Calm Mindsets.
I will say it's very funny in low tier, and I'm sorry I keep kind of routing it back to low tier. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
It's very funny in low tier Tera how Mons like Tera Fairy Mons and Lightning Rod just completely shut this guy down, and it's always so funny to see. Because like every time I drafted Bolt before, and I sort of got every week I'd fight like a Tera Fairy Rhydon or something. Like
Tera Fairy Jolteon, something like that.
Something like that, and it was just like, why did I draft this Pokemon?
I had the same thing. I recently drafted Tera Bolt in the Showdown League I was playing in. And I had a week where I played a Tera Jolteon. It didn't even come or Tera, but just the thought of, Tera Fairy Lightning Rod.
It's even worse when they just don't bring it.
I had to fit on Tera Blast, where I actually really didn't want Tera Blast on my set. Like, I wanted the defensive typing of the Terramon I had, but I'd rather, it was like just like a pivot 4 attack set. I was missing out on either Reliable Electric Stab, Thunderclap, or Volt. And I didn't want that because it was actually perfect coverage otherwise into this matchup. So I do totally get that. I think it's super funny. That's like the fun part of draft, right? Is like those low tier, silly guys having getting the most value out of them. And having your Jolteon wall, Raging Bolts is really funny.
Yeah, and Jolteon is actually a good draft on. When you talk about electric types, that guy's a really good Tera guy.
Especially in the context of low tier Tera, I'm sure it's really solid.
You heard Jolteon got OU, right? Rank 1 OU, the GOAT right there. Like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see. It's your turn, my friend. Which one of these guys?
My turn. We can jump right into. Let's pick a little bit more middle of the pack guy. Let's say a Dragalge, because I'm actually really high on Dragalge in general. Pokemon. I think this is a great. I have a couple teams in team tournament where I have this guy. I think he's definitely still a C tier guy.
S tier. No.
I think he's definitely still a C tier guy, but I do think he's very slept on as a pivot. I haven't seen him drafted all that much this gen, at least in the scenes that I'm playing in. Whether it be Wi-Fi, whether it be these like more competitive like team tournaments and things like that. But the defensive profile like Poison Dragon is really solid. Especially like that AV like Spadef pivot with Flip. There are certain high tier Pokemon like your played a matchup recently where it was like just a great hard check to Tera Iron Moth. Like there's not really much you can do, and even like those Tera ground sets, if you're like a fat AV set, you take that hit really comfortably outside of like boosting on like Spectral Life Orb or boost your energy special attack, and can either slow momentum out, flip turn, click a nice strong water move as well. I mean, like the defensive profile on that guy is solid, and then like adaptability plus with like Poison Dragon is really difficult to switch into if you don't have a very fat steel on your. And even then, like you hit him with a neutral water move, or if they're like one of the steel grounds, or you hit him with a fat focus blast if you're feeling a little risky. Like it's a really obnoxious spawn. One that's been like good over the years and kind of fell off the shem, but I still think it's plenty worth drafting as like that mid tier kind of like Spidef pivot.
I was gonna say my friend. Shout out Jamarcus, again, absent for this video. He's the one I've been ranking all the other types with, outside of the one with pink across. Loves this thing. He thinks it's an amazing draft mod. And pretty much to all of your points, this thing is fat, this thing has pivot, this thing can set up T-spikes for you, this thing can hit hard if it wants to, and you always have to be aware of that. The thing is, you can't just switch into a Dragalge, like, carefully, because really, at the end of the day,
you pull up on the spec set and you're like, wait, why am I still taking
where did it go? Yeah, where did my steel type go? Like, it's a scary mon in prep, and it's just a utility beast, and even defensive. Like I've seen Rocky Helmet this thing work because you can run.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like poison point too, right?
Yeah,
like
poison.
You're like Chief Rapid or something like that. Like,
yes.
really annoying mon for those matchups. You don't get to click the button you want to click. Unless you're pulling up with a punching glove.
I 100% agree. Dragalge is a super underrated pick. Maybe he fell off a little bit, but it's still super underrated.
I think it's just stat creep, right? It still has the same tools and like the same positive matchups. It's just guys with Tera existing with like, again, we have min-max guys like bolt all over the place in Gen 9, So sometimes its stats just don't stack up and you're taking a little too much from the moves that you want to take. But in concept, I think it's really good, especially like as the gen's gone on too. It's also dropped in pricing pretty considerably, so even more value, right?
One thing I find really sad is that this thing no longer has the strongest Draco because of Miraidon. This was like, the strongest
Draco with like modest specs adapt.
Yes. This thing harder than any other Draco until Miraidon came along, and now Miraidon barely ekes it out.
Big broken bike.
Yeah, big broken bike. Next one, I say A tier is looking a little bit lonely. Show me Latias.
Latias? Oh, I'm a big Latias fan. I'm totally here for that in A tier. I actually made a video a while back. It might have been like 6 months ago now, on why this is the first generation where Latias is like objectively better than Latios.
Absolutely, preach, for sure.
Yeah. In the past, I never agree. I was a big Latios fan. Actually, we could, if you want, after this, we could talk about Latios because.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were gonna do it.
Don't tell Jelly, but I think that guy sucks. At least for his price point. Yeah. I'm not a big Latios guy. Latias, I love because yes, while it is like much weaker, not even much weaker.
It's weaker.
A little weaker than Latios. It still has the same offensive profile. Dang near. It's still very naturally strong, incredible speed tier, that 110, the great Scarfer, but its bulk is very much so appreciated in matchups where you need to go dual screens. You need to go fat resist spray with like a T-Wave, like a more defensive piece. As well as the fact that it gets access to my favorite move in Generation 9 Draft League and Healing Wish. That fast Healing Wish as a need this guy back, or I have X offensive threat, right, and I want to use it, like say I have an Iron Tread, say I have a Meowscarada, and I want to use it early game to break through one of its checks, and say I take 90% on it T-Wave, I got it back, like that.
I wish my friend Jamarcus was here right now, because he would have been like, preach! He loves that move. The Healing Wish is broken for sure.
Healing Wish and Encore are my two favorite moves in the game, and Healing Wish is probably number one right now, and I'm a huge Latios fan this gen.
Did you say Encore too?
It's on more builds too. It's typically a little bit cheaper than Latios too.
Yeah. Did you say Encore too? Dude, you're just.
I just get Encore. I was just saying it, Joe.
Okay. I was gonna say, because if it was Encore and Healing Wish, that's literally his two favorite as well. Y'all are the same person.
There you go. Jamarcus knows ball. Jamarcus in my streams a lot. He knows ball. That's why he's in the streams a lot. He knows.
Yeah. Oh my God, wait, I forgot. I forgot about that. Yeah, unfortunately, he was working tonight, so he couldn't join. But I wanted to let him join. But shout out, big shout out.
Big shout out.
Yeah, big shout out, Jamarcus. He's my best bud. Let's see. Let's talk about Latios now. One more thing.
Here's the beat
sorry.
guy.
I'm sorry.
Personally.
Ooh.
Now, I would be willing to hear A tier, so you give me your thoughts.
Yeah,
But I feel Latios just simply does not hit the benchmarks that it used to, KO-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Things are just marginally more min-max, marginally more bulky, things like that. Where when Lati comes in, it's not picking up those KOs with the Scar sets, which was important, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the specs variants, while they might be strong, they don't have the same speed tier that they used to as well.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's very hard to lock, it's very hard to position, and even then, I feel like it is just coming up short, and those call mindsets just don't work anymore with how strong things are now. In Gen 8, like, again, I have multiple championships with Latios. He was one of my favorite guys in Gen 8 draft in particular. But it was because of the versatility of being able to be that specs monster and coming in and just clicking a button, dropping a Draco, and just KOing something, right?
Booster energy has ruined everything.
Call Mind, running like Max Spadef Call Mind and setting up in front of the Tapu Fini, and going weakness policy or something like that. So I feel like it misses out on those benchmarks. But I am willing to hear A out because I do think it would be towards the top of B tier. But I'm curious to see what you think.
Booster energy has ruined everything for this guy. They took away Pursue, and then they immediately gave it. It's like, okay, everything just has a scarf built in now. So
yeah, a scarf where they can switch up moves and like that. Yeah, I mean, it's very true, right? So it feels like you're forced to run scarf in this guy all the time. Like you have to run scarf, but you just don't pick up the KOs you need.
And you're dying to the knockoffs, and you're just like, it's just rough. And I do agree, Latios is better now. It's funny how the turns have tabled.
And it's the opposite, right?
Yeah,
like I mean, you go back as long as you want. Latios not only better, but like
Latios was a fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think it acts very similarly to this. So I still feel like it's gonna be A, maybe bottom of A. I'm okay with that. I'd be willing to see like maybe some stuff gets in the middle of these two.
Yeah, we'll see how the rest of the list shakes out. But I'm okay with
for sure.
As long as we don't have it above Latios, I'm cool with that.
Shout out me drafting Realm on Latios and getting 0 kills with it for an 8-game season. Big me. Shout out me. Shout out me being gas. That was my first ever draft league though, so let's be fair.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right.
I drafted the Luxray in my first ever draft league. Shit happens.
Round 1?
No, not round 1. No,
okay. Well, that's infinitely worse.
Yeah, no. I drafted. I mean, I think I drafted in like round 5 or 6. Like, he just looked cool. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Draft was my first like introduction into competitive Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
I remember my first draft league game. I learned what T-specs were. I got smoked. I didn't even know what they were.
I didn't know.
It was crazy.
I didn't know what they were. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What are these purple things? What are those? Yeah, for sure. That's funny for sure. Me playing in Gen 7, not knowing what Pursuit is. What just happened to my Latios?
Oh no! Hey, we learned though.
Yeah, we learned. Okay. So that was your pick suggesting Latios.
Yeah. So on to you now.
Let's talk about the guy that ruined everything. Show me Rowing Moon.
Okay, so I actually do. I think this is top of A, bottom of S. I love
think
this Pokemon. It's weird because I did go through this arc, right?
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just gonna say I think it is a little. I was just gonna say I think it's a little bit overrated in draft, just a little. But you have different experiences than me, so I want to hear you out.
Yeah, so I'll take you through the journey of it, right? Because obviously I'm a big Mence guy. I'm a big Moon guy too. I think that guy is dope. Right? Yeah. So I was super excited when it came out. I remember I drafted in my first league. And obviously this is in context of Tera ban. This guy should never be able to Tera anything.
Yeah, okay, yeah, God, no, please, no.
Ubers or free Tera, they're super broken with Tera. But in the context of it not being allowed with Tera, at first I used it and I would remember being very, very underwhelmed. Very, very underwhelmed in how I was using it. I don't know what I was doing at the time or if the team structures just weren't correct, blah, blah, blah. So there was about a year period where I was screaming roaring mid from the rooftops and wasn't big on it. But recently, Roaring Moon has had a big, big resurgence on like these hazard stack mid-tier Tera type teams. Recently I had it on like mid-tier Teras and getting like 2 like solid mid-tier guys. So maybe not a Raging Bolt, but getting like an Iron Moth and a Tera Gliscor, like those 2 guys right in the middle. Which I know sounds foreign for like low-tier Tera, but like those are usually like
it's I get it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like that, or in conjunction, I drafted it recently and had like an undefeated season with it, plus like my favorite defensive core of all time in Petra and Tinglu. And it's just hazard stacking, and either you turning around and knocking off everything with a choice band, or just getting out that booster attack TD set. That set just has no defensive counterplay. You're a Pokemon like
no,
Pokemon
literally.
You think with all the heck out of things, like your Tinkatons, things of the sort, your Tinkatons, your Klefkis, they just die to knock into EQ with a booster attack. Not even with a DD, just with the booster attack. So I think if used more proactively, and maybe not used as much as that endgame win con, but either as like that breaker, that revenge killer, or that like mid game like set up and punch a hole through your opponent's team's face. I think it has incredible value with that. It has been one of my favorite Pokemon to draft recently. So I had that one team in my buddy Keegan's league.
I remember that.
It was like a showdown league that I was playing in with Tinglu, Petch, and then like an offensive core of like Roaring Moon, Tera Iron Moth, Tera Manaphy, and then like I think I had like Zapdos Galar to like punish removal, like defog attempts. That, or I'm using it in another league with like a very common core right now is like Galapagos Roaring Moon, a bunch of hazard stacks. So like there's a lot of team comps where as like that second guy, or even the first guy I got in round 1 of the Keegan league, it's really solid. I'm a big Roaring Moon guy. I'm okay with maybe not S, but I do think it is marginally better than Latias.
Oh, I'm gonna agree. I will say, I love how you explained that. I was gonna say, don't just bring DD with this thing every week and expect it to work. There's there are matchups where the Steel type, or there's always a Pokemon that's just gonna live the +2 with booster speed, and like it's or +1 with booster speed, and then just kill you back. Right. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Yes, you said it perfectly. Booster attack, choice band, choice scarf. This thing loves getting steals worn down for other stuff, or having other stuff break down steals for it, because Scarf Outrage is a real win con, and I've lost to it. It can become very oppressive with like Scarf. It could be hit extremely hard with booster attack. Don't bring DD every single week. Now there are matchups where DD can be good, but if you expect this thing to just set up every week in something's face, it's not gonna do that for you as well. I agree though, it's super potent in like mid-game, late game to just punch holes. I will say it is definitely A above Latias.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. If maybe we move it to S later, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see how the rest S stacks out for the rest
just
of
straight up,
like...
yeah, it straight up just struggles to run one set that it really likes running otherwise. So I'm not sure, but we'll see. Talk about it's your turn.
Yeah, let's see. Let's fill out B tier a little bit. I think a good mon for that is probably Hydreigon.
Ooh, okay, are we talking Tera Hydreigon right now?
Yeah, I am.
Oh!
Yeah, I see some crazy stuff to, and again, now, a lot of
that.
these like high-end tournaments are actually typically like usage-based tierings, not in the sense of like, I wasn't drafting this league, let's move it down, but across the entire tournament scene over the last 3-4 years. I'll tell you the pricing of Tera Hydreigon right now. It is currently, so typically it's done with like Tera tax in mind. So if a Pokemon costs 9 points without Tera, it might cost 13 with Tera, depending on how good it is. Tera Hydreigon currently costs 11 points out of a max of 19. So
that feels low.
Keep that in mind. I do think Hydra is really good, right? And that's why I want to put it in B tier. I think it is great value for that pricing. And it is weird thinking in the context, but I think you just have to think of how power crept this meta is. And I think the reason you see a bit of a Hydreigon fall off from where it would be like A tier before, and probably like a 14, 15 point Pokemon, opposed to an 11 point Pokemon, is its biggest weakness and the biggest struggle it has is a top 1 Tera typing. Not just for Hydreigon, but just in general. So it's not like, say a Pokemon, and again, this is like a complete hypothetical. Say a Pokemon really struggles with, I don't know, what's a very mediocre typing? Let's say a bug. A bug typing. Like, let's say Great Tusk, right?
Big bug.
Tera Bug is great into Great Tusk, right? As a defensive answer.
Yes.
But then you're Tera Bug, right? You're weak to rocks. You're weak to XYZ. You're not a great defensive typing. Tera Fairy is an incredible defensive typing, whether you're checking a Hydreigon or just generally checking the entire team, right? So that factor, being that, okay, a team might force Tera Fairy in general, and then your Hydreigon is even worse, is a little bit tough. I do think as a secondary Tera captain, it is very solid. I love the rocks aspect of it. It's an incredibly strong Scarfer. And there's some of those matchups where, again, Life Orb or Specs or whatever it might be is super, super strong. But I think when we look at it from the context of guys like Latios feel a little bit weak and underwhelming because they feel like they're forced Scarf, that 98 speed and the Tera Fairies ring run everywhere have hurt it a little bit.
Now, I feel ya, and this is where sort of the first where I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna put on my gloves and I'm gonna duke it out with you real fast. If this is Tera, would it not just Tera Steel in front of the other one, and then beat it?
Yeah, I don't know. You can totally make that argument. Again, I think that makes it a lot better, right?
Yeah.
Now the issue with Tera Steel, not issue in general, is on those Tera Steel sets, it's safe to assume typically in a matchup, Scarf Steel is a little bit tough, right? And even if you are Tera Steel, if you are choice locked, you still switch into Dragon Fairy and you're still forcing them out. So those sets are typically going to be like.
Oh, by the way, Levitate is really good with Tera Steel, by the way. So that's also.
It is very good. Oh yeah, no, and again, I like Hydreigon a lot. I think it's a very solid Pokemon.
Yeah.
But on those sets you are typically not choiced, you do retain a similar or a similar weakness to your regular typing and fighting, so it takes away that 50-50 of like thinking about it. And I think non-choice Hydreigons really struggle unless they are accenting their offenses. So I actually personally like, if we're going like Scarf Hydra, I actually would still prefer being Dark, right? Because the Fairy might come in, they might check you, but either you do a little bit more with that Dark Pulse, force a recovery turn, or maybe they're a Fairy that can't recover.
It's true.
Or we get a nice, strong momentum and you turn off while still being good into the other offense of the team. Tera Steel will definitely let you flip the Fairy matchups, but I do wonder if like non-choice Steel is something that like is worth it. And it's also the idea of opportunity cost, right?
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about other mid-tier Tera guys being Pokemon like Iron Moth and Pokemon like, let's say, Quackleval. All these great options. While your Hydreigon might be better when it Teras,
warn the viewers
you're
a
also
little bit.
tearing your Hydreigon.
Yeah,
your opponent has a Tera Raging Bull, so there always is the opportunity cost of tearing a Pokemon like Hydreigon, right?
Yeah. Well, you gotta warn the viewers though. You bring up these scary names like Iron Moth and Quackleval. Listen. We got babies down here that are super scared of that stuff, man. Like, you just scared Axew. You really just scared Axew. He's crying. All right. So, no, I also completely agree. Tera Poison is also good on this thing too. It just Levitate's such a neat ability.
I like Poison a lot, actually. I think Poison's really good.
Poison's probably his best one. I said Steel just because it has Flash Cannon too, so it boosts the Flash Cannon. But
I've seen a lot of like Poison Nasty Plot 3 or like Life Orb 3. Rocks.
Sub is good too. I've seen Sub work too.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with you. I'll keep. Would you say it's above Mence?
I personally prefer Mence. I think Mence is pretty darn good. I'd say Mence is a little bit better.
Okay, we'll do that then. This thing's a demon. It got drafted in that Natdex League I showed you earlier. It got drafted in all 4 divisions within the first 3 rounds. That goes to show you. That goes to show you the level of like what is good in Tera captains. Like Hydreigon was allowed. Everyone went, holy shit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're used to like more mid-tier and low-tier guys.
Yes, for sure.
Like more low-tier.
And then this guy shows up and it's like, oh my god. Yeah. Give me that guy round 1, please. Yeah, but let's see here. Yeah, that's a very interesting one. I do like that it can beat its fairy counters, with Tera.
Oh yeah,
it is super nice.
I love Tera in general, man. I'm so glad it's sticking around in some capacity as champion. I think it's such a great mechanic for the game.
That's so funny because that's like the opposite of every take I've ever heard on it.
Really? Oh, at least in my circles. So I
like
originally
it,
was very iffy on Tera.
Yeah.
We actually did the BBR season that was no Tera, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Gen 9 felt unplayable without Tera. It was terrible.
It does feel weird, yeah.
I really love the creativity it allows in the builder. I think it needs to be carefully monitored, and you gotta be careful you're not allowing the wrong things to Tera. And I definitely think there is a little bit of a learning curve, but I think the freedom that it offers in the builder, Scarlet and Violet gives you so many tools that the better builder and the person who takes the more time in their preparation process typically comes out on top because of it. And I like that a lot more than others.
I almost want to put like a like a clap effect on right now because that was beautiful. That was a perfect argument toward like the Tera, I guess the Tera haters, as you would put it. I don't like some things with Tera, but like it. Yeah, I think the issue is more Tera.
It definitely breaks some mons in a singles context because it wasn't made for singles.
Yes,
I get it.
Let's talk about. Let's get a D tier in there. Let's go ahead and slap regular old Goodra. How about we talk about that?
I'm totally here for it. I'm totally here for it. I hate this guy. I think he sucks.
Isn't it sad that this thing was introduced? The Mono Dragon Pseudo when fairies were introduced.
I want you to look at the guy in S tier and look at the guy in D tier. The guy in D tier has more base stats than the guy in S tier. Like
that is screwed up. It is screwed up. Goodra, it has its niche things. It's still decent. It's still like fat and spadef.
Yeah, it is not a bad Pokemon inherently.
Yeah.
But considering the context of like what it is, where it is put, and I think just like
draft
talking about stat creep, this guy is too general of a Pokemon to thrive in a metagame where Raging Bolts exists because everything else is min-maxed at the ass now, and Goodra just isn't. You know,
Goodra isn't, and it doesn't really do anything amazingly either. And thank God for a suit for actually giving
like
this thing
like sponge, but
dude, but there's a way better one. And we'll talk about it in a second. There's a way better one. Who knew that all you need to do was give this guy a shell? Like,
maybe a secondary type. No, I actually recently, in the most recent season we uploaded, I was playing low tier, right?
Right.
And I drafted Goodra because I thought it'd be much better in the format where everything's stats were kind of knocked down a peg and things like that. And I dropped it in week 3. I mean, week 4 or 5. I forget what it was.
I was wondering where it went.
We got finals going up this Sunday.
Yo, I was wondering where it went, and I
he sucks.
I was sitting there like, did he really drop it? Did he? He really dropped the pseudo legendary and low tier, and I was like, damn, this thing is so sad. So
it just doesn't output the damage that you want it to. Yeah. I think the biggest thing with Goodra is, even in a generation where boots exist and there's a decent amount of removal, hazards are so bad for this guy. The lack of any like suitable recovery, especially for a Pokemon that its whole job is to come in, take an attack, take an attack, take an attack, take an attack. Even if you're taking 15% from whatever resistance special attack, whatever flamethrower, that rock and a spike is doing more. So you're not taking 15%, you're taking
like 30.
Rock and a spike. 25, yeah, you're taking like 35% from that attack. That's not taking it well. You know, you can take that one more time, and then you can't come in anymore. So then you're boots, but then you don't take the hit as well, right? So those ice beams start to 35, 40%, right?
And then like the fact that the only recovery it has is rest, which is like it.
Exactly. Yeah, so you either have to Resto Chesto, and it already has Crazy 4 Move Slot Syndrome, or you got to be Rest Sleep Talk, which it already has Crazy 4 Move Slot Syndrome. So it's just tough. It is not specifically good at any one thing, and while it isn't necessarily specifically bad at anything, its draft is all about finding the value, and you just don't get the value out of this guy.
No, I agree with everything you said there, and I think it's probably best that we all the Goodra fans, we kind of cheer him up a little bit here. Let's talk about Goodra.
Yeah, Goodra's doing for sure. Now, I don't think it goes up much, but I do think it's a C tier Pokemon. Like
C? Wait, really? I think this thing is actually kind of like low B.
I'll hear the argument. What's the argument for B?
This thing lives every attack that's ever been thrown at it. This is a trade demon, and steel typing helps it so much. Switching it, the high like 150s, but if this thing beats literally every special attacker, like it can. Yeah. This thing, a Dragon Tail, Resto Chesto is actually way more viable on it, in my opinion at least. Just because
I think the Steel Stab really helps out with like Dragon Steel is so good neutrally.
I could put it top of C as well.
And then like you get that flamethrower coverage and you're good, right? Flamethrower, Earthquake, or Body Press, and then like you cover the entire game neutrally.
Yes. The giving this thing a defense stat was huge.
I hear I think it's bottom of B, but I hear bottom of B.
Yeah. I giving a defense stat was huge. That's true. In its longevity. Like this thing just dropping to any physical moves sucked. Now like this is actually like living both physical and it's super living special.
This was my so obviously I talked about my low tier league where I had regular Goodra this season. The season before, my like #1 pick overall was Hisuian Goodra. It was very solid.
Yeah, dude, I love this thing's design. It's so cute, and I love Goodra in general. It is so adorable, and also like They did it justice, man.
We might as well throw Hisui and Sliggoo in D tier. I do know why it's drafted. I have seen it draft before, so I'm not talking about anybody who's drafted it.
Yeah.
The defensive typing is good. Eviolite makes it pretty darn fat, actually. It's just a do nothing mon, though, right?
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter
really
as many hits as you can take.
This thing shows up in the thumbnail. This thing is I'm drafting this so I can put it in the thumbnail in week 8 when I'm already.
Yeah, for sure, thumbnail mon.
Yeah,
like,
thumbnail mon.
Hisui and Sliggoo. I don't even know if he gets that move. Yeah, I think he just gets tired. I think he gets the Sliggoo mon. But yeah, I mean, I get why people draft it, but it is definitely a Pokemon like you can draft. You don't want to be like, oh my gosh.
Assuming it's Sliggoo. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's kind of a do nothing guy.
Yeah, but it is fun. Is it just me? I never liked the Sliggoo design. I just think it gets so much better with Goodra. I like Goomy.
Oh, for sure. The Goomy's also super sick. I do like me some Goomy.
Look at little Goomy.
Oh, yeah.
He's so happy to be there.
Most of the first stage dragons are honestly really good.
No, they're actually really cute. Yeah, I like. And we talk about Como there. Oh, I love Como so much. People hate on that thing so much, and I want to give it justice. Either way, wait, are you a Como hater?
Oh no, I don't necessarily think I hate it.
You just don't care about it.
I think so. Yeah. My thought process on Como.
Wait. Save it for when we get to Como. Unless you want to talk about it right now, it's your pick.
You can talk about Como right now. What's on the brain?
Okay.
Yeah, I think with Como, I think he's definitely a B tier guy. I think he has Mr. Potential though, right? Like, great stat spread, great moves, things like that. But I do struggle to see it find the opportunities to set up the game win, and I think it's just due to the mediocre speed stat. There are a lot of Scarfers that are going to outpace you, and it is pretty difficult to get up to +2 in some instances. Now, I think with Tera that does change, and I think it is very solid. But I wouldn't say it jumps into the A tier range. I'd probably say in between Ments and High, where I would put it.
You still think Ments is better?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. I think Ments is debatably A tier. The success I've had with it, and the success I've seen other people have with it. Stat monster, great mix. Like, yeah, it's.
I could move it up to like here if that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We give Komodo's top of B tier spot too.
Yeah, I think Komodo. This is Tera Como, correct?
Yeah, I'd say Tera. Yeah, Tera Como. Mr. Potential. That's what they call him.
Mr. Potential. There's not a lot of mons that in Gen 9 specifically. In fact, I think this might be the one that gets an Omni boost in all its stats. Just at all, and I think even it doesn't matter what context you put that in. You have an Omni boost in all your stats, you instantly kind of become a threat. And when you
you're for sure a threat, and I think it's definitely a big. That move in general is a big prep forcer. The way I look at it, it's not like you're belly drumming, but 33% of your health slashing that. It's tough. You're typically going to be a little bit slower than a lot of things you're setting up on, right? Also setting on some fat, but even then, say you don't. Very seldom are you getting that set up for free, right?
Yes.
So you're taking an attack, dropping 33%. You either are the throat spray set, so you can be really strong from the special side, off crazy clanging scales and flamethrowers and things of the sort, or you get the citrus berry back. Even from then, in most instances, you're going to be hovering around 50% at best, something like that. And you're still not very fast. You're getting an Omni boost, and while you are bulkier, you're only boosting up to +1, right? So you're still net not as healthy. I think like there's a lot of potential, and I think I will agree with you. And I think there are people who do write this guy off a little early, and I do think there's a lot of potential for like Kamo on like super hyper offense screen builds, whether it be like with like Klefki, whether that be with like a Ninetales, like with like some Veil offense, like that. I do think there's a lot of potential there, because like from those positions, I could even see some well positioned Komodos getting off 2 Omni boosts with the citrus, or getting off like, you know, that plus a Dragon Dance and being physical and things like that, and getting like, you know, +2 in your attack and speed and having, you know, +1 all your bulk. That sounds really, really scary, but I do think it is very difficult to position this guy to get the multiple amount of boosts you need, or keep it healthy enough to where scary, strong Scarfers and booster energy guys don't just outpace you.
I agree 100%. This is such a cool design, and I like you get this amazing.
Big hating on for like his design too. I think he's sick.
I think he's sick
like
too.
Shiny Mo. I'll even say that much. I actually even like the obnoxious pink and yellow. That's cool.
I never got the people to say they hated this thing for the design. I thought this thing had a cool design. I don't know why.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I like the scales stuff. I think it's neat. It honestly, after hearing you say that, you would still say it's worse than Tera Trigger? Or it's
No, I think it's
better?
better.
It's
I think
better?
it's
You
better.
still think it's better?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's
Alright. Yeah, it's a prep demon for sure. I really want to try it. Jamarcus tells me every single time this thing is not worth it and it's ass. But I really want to try it. I think it has a lot of set variety too. You can run AV. It has
Oh, for
rocks,
sure, yeah. Even like the ID
roar,
press set.
Yeah, roar, Iron Defense Body Press, Salic, you know, and the setups. It could be offensive or it could be defensive. I just wish it had a higher
for sure.
HP.
Definitely very versatile mod.
Yeah, wish it had a little higher HP. That's why I want to try an Ungodly Gift. If you give this thing an HP stat, oh boy, now it becomes way easier to set up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on now.
I think it's your turn. Which one do you want to pick?
Let's see here, my friend. Let's get another quick and easy one out of the way. Let's talk about Appleton.
Unfortunately, probably D tier.
I like this
I have
guy.
seen,
He's better than Goodra. I ain't gonna lie. He might be better than Goodra.
I think better than Goodra, not as like, if you put them 1-to-1, obviously Goodra is probably a better Pokemon, but when you consider like in a draft league context, you have to pay points for these guys. I'm cool dropping 2 points on an Appleton, right?
Yeah, no, like he's
totally
fat.
fine with that.
Thick Fat is
like,
such a good ability on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, even if you're doing like free Tera, like open Tera, usually it's Tera captains and multiple of them, so you'll have some points left over for like a cheap defensive low tier guy.
Yeah.
And Appleton's a great one. Like you said, Thick Fat's cool. I've seen some funny ripen stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like it's definitely not a bad Pokemon. I think Apple Acid as a move is also pretty darn annoying.
Yeah, that's super
really
annoying.
Yeah. So leech sets are really annoying. It's honestly not bad at all. It's probably when we consider some of the D tiers we're gonna get, it's probably one of the better D tier guys.
No, yeah, Apple Acid is annoying. You call this guy Mr. Potential because he has Apple Acid. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
give it to another broken guy instead.
No, like literally, he is so like he's fat and he's also
annoying. Very deceptively bulky and can be super.
Thick Fat is sometimes you're just living that ice move, and it's like what just happened?
For sure. Yeah, only 2 times weakness, right?
Yeah. It's just super nice. Wait, it's only 2 times. Oh, well, yeah, because it cuts it in half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, super nice. Better than Goodra because I'd rather pay for an Appleton than I'd pay to see Goodra. So, yeah.
I agree.
All right, your turn, my friend.
Yeah, I think filling up that C tier is probably a good idea, and it's probably Kingdra.
Dragalge's real lonely.
Yeah, I think giving Dragalge a friend Kingdra, another aquatic dragon. Kingdra is another mon that, like, the reason I say C tier is I do think like it's solid on Rain, but the issue for me is
you have
Rain
to draft
isn't
Rain. Yeah, I was gonna say you have to draft Rain.
Rain isn't good, right?
Yeah.
It's not a draftable Pokemon on other playstyles. I actually don't think Rain is draftable outside of Usum. If there's no Mega Pert or Mega Scizor, I don't think he's in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But even them, there are just better, stronger water types that I'd rather abuse with like on Rain.
Is that what people
even
call
like
it?
as a water dragon type, I'd rather have a Dracovish, right? In a Natdex context. Even I'd rather have something like a Palafin, right? Just clicking strong Jet Punch doesn't even need to have Swift Swim per se. Just need to hit hard with water moves.
I'd rather have a Walk and Wake.
It's just kind of stacked at this point. You know, what is it, 95s across the board and like 80 speed?
Yep.
So not bad per se. Solid defensive typing. There are definitely matches where like your opponent just doesn't have water resist. So you click Terra Water Hydro or whatever it might be, and it does a lot of damage, but it only fits on the one specific playstyle, and that specific playstyle is not very good.
Yes. I agree, and don't bring the Critdra set in draft. It does not work.
It takes way too long.
Yep.
This guy does not have the stats to be sitting on the field for 12 turns.
Yep, for sure. It's cool. You brought up the perfect point. It's really good on an archetype that isn't very good. So it's kind of meh. However, surprisingly decent bulk. 95 everything is pretty nice. With a pretty decent typing too. Let's see. Also, it doesn't help that it gets shut down by the Sun variant too. Yeah, the Sun variant as well. So.
Oh yeah. I'd look rather draft Walking Wake on Rain.
True. Yeah. You still get the same. Technically, you still get the same boost from a Rain boosted
it functions on both.
right?
Yeah, and you can run Booster and it just pretend like you're in the Sun. Yeah.
Is Hydroseam times 2 in Sun, or is it times 1.5 in Sun?
I think it's times 2 in Sun.
Okay, so it's not the same.
Sure
So it's not the same. Never mind that. I was gonna say it's the same boost
the
in
Hydro
Rain.
Pump
That
basically the
is,
same thing.
Yeah, Hydro Pump is the same. It actually is. Yeah. Let's see. Your turn, my friend. Or no, it's my turn. Or
No, it's your turn. No, it's your turn. Yeah, because it's
my bad. All right, let's see. We still got some to go through. Let's see here. Raging Bolt's now kind of lonely. Let's move in our S tier up in here. Let's talk about Polt.
Oh yeah, I mean you can put him at the top S tier.
Yeah,
so this is a good draft.
Be
I'm glad you said S tier. I was very worried.
Yeah,
I think we asked someone their opinion on Dragapult, and it is a perfect draft league litmus test. Like, see them where they're at in their draft league journey. No shade. If you don't think Bolt is broken, right?
No.
But it is very broken. I actually do not think it should be allowed in any context. Maybe I do the argument in that decks where there's pursuit in the game. But when there is not, having the most unpunishable stab in Ghosts, being faster than 99% of the metagame, being bulky enough to live pretty ridiculous hits, especially in conjunction with boots, T-Wave and Hex, or T-Wave Willow and Hex. Obviously the option to go potentially physical, things like that. The amount of pressure that Polt forces, and not only is it a good breaker for itself, and can really punch holes in teams. There's not a better Pokemon in Pokemon Draft League history that makes its teammates 8 billion times better.
Yes. Polt existing.
I mean, the perfect facilitator. I'm a huge proponent, a huge believer. And on the showdown scene, I haven't seen a Dragapult allowed since like middle of Generation 8. But in the Wi-Fi scene, I wouldn't say I get hate for it. I definitely get a lot of flack, and I definitely have a lot of people who disagree with me, whether it be other Wi-Fi coaches or viewers that really don't see it because he doesn't immediately OHKO or 2-hit KO everything. But the pressure that's
not the problem. Yeah,
puts on a team is
it's not ridiculous. The problem though. Yeah, that's not the problem about it at all. No, I preach. If watch. Oh, by the way, watch the previous parts, guys. We talk about Dragapult there too. Me and Jamarcus, I mean. This thing shouldn't be allowed in any context. And fuck this mon. I'm holding up a middle finger right now. I don't like it. I don't like fighting it. I don't like using it. Although I did draft it round 1, but like if you get round 1, of course they're picking Polt. Like, are you kidding me? Polt's right there. Yeah, like Polt would. If you get the opportunity to do this thing, there is no context unless you're talking Nat decks, and then even then it still runs a Colbur and then just kills you. So it's like, or it can burns you. This thing literally, it just burns you. And there's context where this thing can just beat all of its checks. This thing forces you to draft a low tier normal type because you, oh my god, if I run to the Dragapult team, I get 6-0'd. Like, it's annoying. It's not fun to fight. It's lame. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Super S shouldn't even be allowed though. I could even be, petty and put it down and banned, but I'm not. I'm putting in.
Yeah, no, it's worth discussing. It's for sure worth discussing.
I'm glad to hear you agree with that. I guess I sort of knew you agreed with that because I've heard you talk about it in the past, but I appreciate that we're on the same page on that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's another S tier that was really interesting. I kind of want to talk about. But you go ahead and pick, my friend.
Well, I think maybe. So let's see. Actually, that'll make it interesting. Let's see if we're thinking on the same mod. I think it's Garchomp.
How? How did you just do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Fair, I think that is the last S tier.
Yeah. But, do you want to talk about it right now?
Yeah, we gotta talk about it.
We brought it up. We brought it up, so we got to do it. We had a mind meld. We had a brain.
Oh yeah,
link.
For sure. Oh no, that was my suggestion, guy. Then.
Yes.
Chomp is great. Whether it be like SD scale, right? Just to win games with like a loaded dice. The amount of pressure it forces, or the amount of air balloon fairies you're gonna face that can't run another item because they don't want to immediately lose Chomp. It's pretty insane. But beyond that, just as like Rocks 3, Spikes 3, Tank Chomp is so obnoxious, right? Just Helmet Ruskin, Dragon Tail, Double Hazard, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be that supportive role or whether it be in that more offensive role. Obviously, this is in the context of Chomp not being allowed to Tera. But there's also like value in like Chomp supporting your Tera guys, right? And like you being able to get that in round 2 and getting like one of the best non-Tera guys immediately. I'm a big Chomp guy. I think it is. And while I say this, I do still think it's S tier. I think it's the perfect round 2 pick, like ever. I think it is the greatest round 2 pick in probably a decks ever, because it supports all of these broken top tier guys to the utmost degree.
Yeah.
Like I love the Enam Garchomp builds a ton. I think they're really solid.
I super underrated this guy. I'm very guilty of it. I put it like an A tier and initially in the the ground type tier list that we did, and Jamarcus got on my ass for it, and then he explained it, and he's super like, he loves Garchomp, he loves Life Orb Chomp so much. I'm bringing him up a lot. Apologies again for him not being here. If he wasn't asleep or working, I definitely would have had him.
No worries.
Either way, yeah, he super got on my ass for it, and I agree. And after fighting this thing in Netdex and like a lot of lives and stuff, this thing's so good. It's so good. It's like the
So
perfect
strong,
Pokemon.
so fat.
It's so fat.
Yeah,
It's
the
strong,
versatility is
and
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just does everything you'd want from a draft Pokemon, and like everything, and it can run so many items, and it could. I mean, it's not only the perfect Pokemon in that it's good for the veterans who can abuse all its potential, you know what I mean, or like abuse it, because it can do so many different things. It's perfect for someone like me who just wants to run SD Scale Shot and just break things.
Or Scarf, and like it's also a great Scarf.
Scarf too, yeah. Scarf is amazing as well, and the fact it just gets stuff to hit the Skarmory, it gets stuff to hit like, you know, with Fire Blast and all that, and a respectable special attack stat. You can run mixed on this guy. Yeah, it's. Would you say it's better than Terrible or worse than Terrible?
I think Bolt's a little bit better.
Or sorry,
Terrible's a little bit better. But I do think they're close. I'd say I'd put Garchomp 3 first.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Terrible's a very, very centralizing mon.
Yes.
I hold that guy in really high regard, more higher than most people. But I think Garchomp is still absolutely incredible, and definitely the third best guy on this list, and probably the last S tier Pokemon in my mind.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, and I'm not seeing another Super S, but
you got a few more A tiers left in the bag.
Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. We got some interesting ones to talk about. Now that we kind of had that mind link moment, let's see what else we could talk about. How long is this recording right now? I'm just double checking that. About to reach an hour. Okay, we can finish this soon. I definitely can.
We roll through these in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. Let's talk about one that I'm interested to hear your take on, because I don't get it, and I sort of want to know what, like, you feel on it. Let's talk about Baxcalibur.
Certified B tier Andy, probably for me.
Woo!
I'm not a big
really?
Bax guy.
Whoa! Big B for Bax?
Yeah, big B for Bax. I'm not a big Bax guy.
You don't believe in? Hold on, you don't believe in the
Tera is broken.
You don't believe in the what's it, the Glow King Bax round 1, round 2? You don't believe in that? No. You see someone draft that and you don't go, oh brother.
I go, oh boy.
Yeah. Oh brother. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm really not a Bax guy. I think it's very strong, and it's definitely like a draftable Pokemon. I think I actually don't even like the Glow King back score. I like Alola Tails backs. I'm fine with that. Like Veil
that one's
offense,
good too. That one's good too. Yeah.
Veil boost plus the Snow boost. I can see it, right?
I think it's better.
I'm not big on backs in general. I think its stats don't let it to be bulky enough, even with the Snow boost, and I think it is very slow. And while the Dragon Ice typing is strong offensively, it is not great into, like, let's say steals in particular, right? Then you have the Earthquake, right, which is strong, but in 90% of instances, the +1 Earthquake is not killing the steel. The +2 Earthquake kills some of them, but then we're not fast enough, right? It's hard to position SD plus scale without getting revenge on this guy, because we are so darn slow. Tons of Scarfers are going to outpace you. There's a very big crippling rocks weakness, and I feel like without a boosting item or a loaded dice for that skill shot, we're not outputting the damage that we want. I think there are just too many flaws in it. Whereas, like, let's say the good ice type in the ice dragon type in Kyurem is much better because it's immediately very good. It's faster, it is fat as shit, and it comes in and it finds opportunities to click attacks throughout the game multiple times. You know, we just run boots, we don't have to set up anything. We can run specs if we have good removal. We click Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, and Earth Power, and we can push through the steals pretty consistently. I feel like Bax is an endgame win on, and as long as I manage my resources correctly and don't use them to check other things, the Bax probably isn't winning me.
Yeah, people don't bring up how fat Kyurem is. People do not bring that up enough. They bring up, oh, the specs and Scarf and all that. No, this thing's just fat. I hate fighting Kyurem. Okay, anyway, but that's regardless of the point. Back to you're stupid and ugly, and I think you're weird, and I don't understand you, and I will continue not to understand you. Also, Glaive Rush though is a objectively kind of broken move. It is really good.
Oh, for sure. Like in concept, a very, very strong move. And again, I think if it
give this thing to like Salamence. Give Salamence Glaive Rush.
You could really just use this guy to come in and click Glaive Rush, opposed to come in and click a Swords Dance and a Dragon.
Yeah.
While that like might look alluring, it's hard to get this guy in a position to win when it's boosted.
Yeah.
Just with how fast, strong, and offensive the metagame is, considering how slow it is.
Yeah. Yeah, what if they gave like other dragons Glaive Rush, like Garchomp Glaive Rush?
Yeah, like a Chomp with a Glaive Rush when like its ground stab just smokes every other Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah. I mean, they should, if they ever made that thing not a signature move. Ooh, God help us. Let's see. You mentioned Kyurem. Do you want to get that one out of the way?
Yeah, I think he's for sure an A tier mon. I'd say
so
pretty high in
dumb.
A tier.
I think this is dumb. Maybe
Yeah, I think
maybe
pretty
this
high
might
A
be.
tier. I'd probably put it behind Moon personally.
Oh, behind me. Okay,
Either behind Moon or behind Latias.
I will say. I will say. Can I talk first for this one? I kind of want to.
Oh yeah.
I have a thing with Kyurem. I'm making a team with it right now. This thing needs good removal. You have to have good removal. You could just run Boots. Boots Kyurem. It's actually one of those mons where it's like, it's not the end of the world if you're forced to run Boots on it, but you really want good removal with this thing. It can get chipped down pretty easily, and with losing Roost and stuff, it's made it a little bit less of a threat. It can't Tera, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, it can't Tera, right?
No, not at all.
Okay. So with no Tera, it's kind of like, you're locked into an iffy typing, and like it's sort of, it's in a way you have to build around the Kyurem. If you're drafting Kyurem, you build around Kyurem. You know what I mean? Like Kyurem is your guy. It can be a team player too, help break down the steals for other stuff. But yeah, Kyurem's kind of like, just like you mentioned, he's big, he's bulky. Everyone has to hold him up. They got to take care of Kyurem. You know what I mean? They got to make sure he's staying healthy. Make sure this guy is racking up the glory in the end, I guess you could say. But yeah, you go ahead and go.
And like I think you're totally spot on with like kind of the downsides to Kyurem this generation. And I think that's what puts it in A opposed to S where it would be in the past.
Yeah.
It definitely is used much more in that breaker role opposed to that fat, annoying pivot that never dies.
Yes.
In Gen 8 draft. And I think you're totally right. You want to have the liberty of being able to run Specs Kyurem. Yes. You want the liberty to be able to run like loaded dice team. You want the liberty to be able to run Scarf very comfortably.
Yes.
So, or like those sub leftover sets, so you can like call back to the old, broken.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. Just sub leftovers with Spadef. Oh.
Yeah. No. Super nice. Yeah. So no, I totally agree. I think A tier is a perfect placement for it. It definitely has its flaws, and I do think it is a Pokemon that for sure needs to be covered correctly.
Oh, for sure. Screw this month, but also I love you. Like I hate it, and I also love it. I hate fighting it, love using it. Because it's the single most spammable move in Pokemon history, Freeze Dry. Okay, let's talk about. Let's see, because you kind of agreed with me on the Kyurem pick. Did you want to take another pick, or am I good?
Yeah, we get another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Let's go. Let's flip seats here a little bit more. How about a Noivern?
Noivern's decent. Like it's a good lower tier pick.
It is, yeah. I think the way I see Noivern is the Pokemon you draft when your team is super slow in the 6th round and there's nothing else with speed left to draft. He's pretty good at doing that, right?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean,
not
it's
strong. Like the most negative trait of all time. I do think it is really lacking in the damage output area and is very, very frail. But high base power moves, so if you hit your Canes and your Dracos, you can force a little bit of pressure. Nice Super Fang guy. Fast defog too, which is a valuable tool in a generation that doesn't have a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very serviceable
It does get U-turn as well.
Utility guy.
U-turn as well, can let stuff in with like roots and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
It still gets Roost. It's, like you mentioned, very frail. Decent typing, like, we've mentioned Dragon Flying being a decent typing already. It has strong stabs, like you mentioned. It has coverage in Flamethrower. I mean, the Flamethrower is doing like 30, but it does have Flamethrower.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Boom Burst is cool. I've seen, Throat Spray. Try not to run that, though. Like, this thing should realistically be clicking Super Fang into the steel. It shouldn't be trying to kill the steel or 1v1 the steel type.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Super Fang's super nice. I'm glad you brought that up because I was gonna bring that up. I think that's super nice. Fast Super Fang is so sick. You go in, you they set up on you, click Super Fang, now your priority kills it. Like that's
fast taunt too, stall breaker. Like
yeah, for sure.
Super Fang taunt.
Yeah, and, he's. I would still say worse than Dragalge. Dragalge provides a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Let's talk about a mon that I want to try, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it as well. This is just an interesting experience for me as well. I get to hear you talk about these really cool mons. Gouging Fire.
Yeah. Gouging is a Pokemon that looks super broke. I think he is low A.
Yeah, I think he's might be worse than Mence. He might.
I think he always looks super, super broken on paper. On paper, it is Zardex with an item, right?
It's Zardex with healing,
or sorry,
well, it has Bruce. My bad. Continue.
It has Morning Sun, so it can recover, super fat. Sets up the game. You look at it, it's like stab combination, pretty much perfect. It gets coverage moves like EQ, Iron Head, all things you might potentially need in niche matchups. But then you get into the game, and again, I think it's just the speed tier problem of at +1. Jolly even does not pace a lot of these booster guys, a lot of these scarf guys, a lot of these other scarf dragons, by the way, if you look at it. Most of these really solid dragons with a scarf outpace your Gouge and blow it up, which means you typically need to position +2. You can a little bit more likely with Gouge than you can with other guys because it's fat as hell, right? Super fat. But its attack stat really, really feels weak when it's not fully invested.
Yes.
You do not pick up KOs at +2. That you should. I had a replay recently. I was doing a speed tour for like a video where I drafted mono paradox guys. And I played into a really fat Gouging Fire. I think I had like a +1 Iron Jubilee in the field. Not a very bulky nor a very good Pokemon.
Oh, whoa, what was that? What was that? You just threw the shade at my guy Jug?
Jugs. I know.
Jugs?
Not the most. Maybe I'll come on for the Darker the Flying video.
Hey man, if you want to come on, you have my permission.
Not the fattest guy in the world, right? Not the bulkiest Pokemon.
Yeah.
I remember I clicked a +1 Modest Earth Power and Gouging lived. Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It clicked Dragon Dance. I was like, okay, well, that's whatever. I'll sack my Jugulis, get into my Revenge Killer. We're fine. We traded this for.
And it didn't kill.
And it clicked. He crashed. It didn't kill. It wasn't even a roll.
Yeah,
I was bulky. I was max special attack, max speed, damn near, because of the matchup, like in the speed tiers.
Yeah,
it really, really struggles when it goes fat. Again, it has to go fat in a lot of matchups to facilitate that +2. But really struggles to pick up KOs even at +1 and +2 because of that. And I think that just kind of leaves a lot to be desired. I do think it is a solid Pokemon. I think as a defensive piece, it can even be great with like Fizz-Def Rocking Helmet sets.
Dragon Tail is very annoying.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, I think that's definitely an underutilized, kind of aspect of Gouging. But I do think that it is another kind of one of those potential mons where you're looking at like, Dragon Fire, Deep Morning Sun, like, what stops this guy?
A lot.
Just Pokemon being generally
fat.
This thing
loses the taunt. Like, it really does. Like, in general, just loses to anything over, like, base 100 taunt. Like, it just does.
And it's hard running boots on it because you want that booster in your attack or your defense or even your speed in some instances. And then if you aren't, you gotta be careful about those blocks coming in. You gotta be careful about when you're using your booster because it's very important for a lot of counts. So
I will say underrated core, Rillaboom in this guy. Because this guy loves those earthquakes being weakened. He loves that.
Yeah, loves the passive recovery too.
Super. I really want to try those two. I think they lend each other well offensively.
Yeah, it's definitely a very like solid draftable Pokemon, but
don't draft this guy round 1. I don't feel like you even need to draft this guy round 1. I feel like
I've never seen it go. I haven't seen it go round 1 since like that first initial DLC dropping.
It's almost like I forgot to bring this up when you were talking about Latios. I'm gonna warp back that a little bit. I always view this thing as like a draft fraud nowadays. Like I see it and I'm like, every time I've ever seen it, it doesn't do anything now. I feel like this is like Gouging Fire, and that every time I've ever seen Gouging Fire, it has like 3 kills and it shows up every game, but like then it has like
it always theoretically wins and is super close to it, but never does.
Never pulls the trigger. It's just like,
Mr. Potential.
Mr. Potential. This is Mr. Potential and then Mr. Potential Senior. Yeah. Mr. Potential Jr. right here. Let's take a look at. Oh, it's your turn. Sorry, or did you? No, I picked gouging. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting this stuff.
No, you're good.
Yeah,
It's no big.
yeah. All right.
Yeah. I think it's time like a solid like let's say B tier, but I want to pick a really good roll guy that is a cheaper Pokemon in general.
I know what you're gonna say.
Definitely not like a world ender, but a solid Pokemon. I think Psychozar.
Yep, I knew it. Yeah, this guy's. I've tried him in a few leagues. Has done jack shit. But I see what you're gonna say about him, and I'm ready to hear you talk about him. I just every time I bring him, he never gets a spin-off, or he'll do like 40 with a Draco and then just like die immediately.
Yeah, I mean that's typically how you're gonna use him, right? Is like now keep in mind, do you play a lot of Nat decks?
And I drafted him in Nat decks, but I have drafted him in I've actually drafted him twice. Yeah.
So I feel like he's actually a pretty good spinner in Paldea decks. Outside of the Boldango and the Petron matchup.
Yeah.
But really, if you look at Paldea decks, the ghosts that are really, really good don't actually spin block Cyclozar well outside of those two, but those two spin block everything well.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Great Tusk, right? Like, those guys spin block everything well, and that's kind of why they're so good. Outside of those Pokemon, I feel like Cyclozar is actually a really solid spinner, really solid regen pivot, can come in and out pretty darn comfortably. On a lot of special attackers, even as just like a pivot in, take 40 from something, okay, this is what they locked into, get out, and get some regen. I also have
regen's broken on it, like,
maybe offensive Cyclozar isn't like incredible, but there's those matchups for like that Life Orb Draco Overheat combo can be really annoying. So I think like considering its price point as like a 9-10 point Pokemon, really solid.
Where would you put it?
I'd probably put it maybe one above Goodra, one behind Max.
I know I said it did nothing. However, I agree with you on the offensive portion. There are some matchups where Tera, or like this thing could Tera in lower tier. It can Tera in lower tier stuff. Like Tera normal double edge, just hits everything. And then like shift gear as well, and it has high base power moves. It's fast, regen, U-turn, knockoff. I mean,
best ability singles, right? You know, it's best ability in singles and good speed. So it's gotta have some value somewhere.
Yeah, right? Super nice. You know. It's never worked out for me, but I would try and draft it again just because, like, I want it to work. Maybe I'm just a bad player. It might just be a skill diff, but...
It could also just be the team structure it was on.
Yeah, true. But probably the first thing, though, if we're going to be honest. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Cyclozar is super cool. Let's talk about... Man, if we were talking about Nantex here, I'd go ahead and bring up the other normal dragon, Drampa. But he's not here, unfortunately. R.I.P. Drampa. Let's see. Let's talk about one that is pretty interesting. Regidrago.
I think
Dragon's.
I'd say bottom C, or like in C in general, probably, right?
I'd say probably a little better than Kingdra,
yeah.
You ever seen this thing,
I
Tera?
actually have a buddy who is one of the best draft league players I've ever met. My buddy Kaz, he recently played a league where it was the two characters he had were Oakapon and the Teal and Regidrago, and he really put me on the game with this guy with Tera. I think it's really terrifying with Tera as an option. I mean, it is an unwallable Pokemon, Tera, between Dragon's Maw and being able to go Fairy, or being able to go like Steel or Poison or whatever it is for those fairies. Ridiculously hard. Now, the issue is not very fat, not very fast, right? So as a pure breaker, it can be really powerful though, and I think that does have some kind of need to application as like a second, more offensive Tera captain if you can find free opportunities to get it in to do the damage. Yeah, no, this thing's just hits so hard. Like all the dragon moves just hit so hard, and it has the coverage it wants. It has Flash Cannon. It has Earth Power, right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have Flash Cannon. It doesn't have a. It has like Earth Power EQ, but no Steel or no Poison coverage. It has to use Tera. Yeah, it has to be Tera Blast. Damn, I thought it had Flash Cannon. Why did I think it had Flash? Doesn't he look like he learned Flash Cannon though? Look at him. It does look like he learned Flash Cannon. I think it was a very deliberate decision to not give him Flash Cannon. And you know what? And you know what? Screw you, Game Freak. You should have gave this guy Flash Cannon. I feel like he could close his mouth and that's a cannon. Yeah, you know exactly. Yeah, just go, just like out of it. Yeah, just you know, shut the jaws of life and then just pew. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, he's super cool. I think Scarf Drago is like
like the team that has the one steel type, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm bringing Drago. You know what I mean? Where it's like that steel type's gonna get chipped down by Dragon Energy. You can't take it on forever. It's you know, it's solid, but at the end of the day, it's a little slow. You know, its bulk, even with 200 HP, still not desirable. And Dragon Energy's cool, but that's kind of the only niche this guy has. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very, very cool though. Shout out Jaws of Life. This guy's a sick design. He's probably my favorite Reggie.
Oh yeah, super cool.
Actually, wait. Who's your favorite Reggie? I'm asking, just out of curiosity.
Like design-wise or like competitively? I'm actually a big Reggie guy. I think they're all cool. It's funny. My favorite design is like my favorite.
Yeah, no, just tell me your favorite in general. I just want to know in general. Like you can, whatever reason you want to give it.
I'd say Drago because it's like it's fun competitively and it's like his second favorite design probably. So I'm here for it.
Mine's Reggie Rock because he goes. That's
it. I mean, I'm a big Gen 3 guy, so I like all the Reggies design-wise. I think they're all dead.
Yeah. Go ahead and put in.
All right, jumping to the next. My turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and put a clip of Reggie Rock going. Please give me like 5 different clips of that, please, because I know he does it a lot. Go ahead, your turn, my friend.
Yeah, I think a fun one that I've seen like a meteoric rise in the last like year.
Altaria,
showdowns and things like that. It's probably just gonna be Hydra Apple throwing it up in A tier.
Oh, this guy Tera Hydrapple's annoying, bro.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible.
Where do we put it?
Such a ridiculous Pokemon tier. Again, you look at it, stat monster. Grass Dragon isn't a good base typing, right? It's just not a very good base typing. It has some cool resistances, but a lot of really bad weaknesses. When this guy can change its typing, the combination of its coverage, getting like an extra Terra Blast coverage if you need it, and how stupid of a move Fickle Beam is. That move makes me so mad that just sometimes like I'm gonna do double damage. Makes me so mad. I mean, there's nothing more annoying than that. I've gotten crit all out Fickle Beam before.
Yeah.
That's like the most obnoxious feeling ever. But how fat it is, whether it be physically defensive sets, whether it be those tanky assault vest sets, whether it be nasty plot 3 attacks, like
and you don't even have to run a lot of special attack to get like hit hard with those
because
either.
You're so fat and you boost up naturally.
Yeah.
Fickle Beam's broken, you get your Grass Stab, and then you have your Terra Blast coverage or your Earth Power coverage.
Yeah.
Whatever it'll be.
This thing gets all the coverage you could ever want when you give it Terra.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's legitimately, and again, it's also not like Raging Bolt expensive, right? So it's like say in a Terra attack system, Raging Bolt is like 21 points.
Yeah.
Hydrapple's still gonna be expensive, but it's gonna be like 15, 14, something like that. So you're getting great value out of that pick. I have a friend who's playing in a Wi-Fi league that I will not spoil. That recently drafted this thing. It was severely underpriced in that league, and he drafted it round 1. And I remember he got a lot of shit for it from a lot of people. They're like, "Why would you get this guy round 1?" It's like, trust, when he is this underpriced, you get this guy round 1. I mean, absolutely incredible Pokemon. I'm a big Hydrapple player, so I think it deserves a spot.
You know what's funny is exact same story, except it was in a showdown league. Someone that I knew drafted this thing round 1 with Tera, and everyone was like, "Why did you pick that round 1?" And then it ended up being kill leader of the whole league. So I mean, like,
and they're like, "Oh, I see. We're gonna move it up 5 points."
Yeah, and then I got banned next season, and then everyone was like, "We're sorry." It was a South Park clip. You ever seen the South Park clip where they're just like this? We're sorry.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
This thing's annoying. Tera Fairy, how do you kill it? Regenerator's so annoying. Fickle Beam is dumb. Draco's dumb. Leaf Storm's dumb. I mean, like, just high base power moves. This thing has every stat it could ever want. It even, like, besides maybe speed, but I mean, like, even then, being slow isn't even that big of a deal. Have you ever seen Rocky Helmet Dragon Tail? That stuff is annoying.
Sure.
That set is annoying. Yeah, it's God, talking about him, he's so cool though. Such a sick design, and you know they did him justice. Shout out the Apple. For some reason, they made 4 different Apple Pokemon. I don't know what. So someone really liked the design of. Hey, it's an Apple Dragon. They really.
I'm glad they made one of them. I was at least good.
Yeah. What? Well, we'll get to the Flapple. You know, we'll talk about them. All right. Let's see. So we talked about. Or did you talk about Hydrapple?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, that was you. Let's talk about Flapple. Let's go ahead and get him out of the way.
He's unfortunately gonna go in D tier.
I think Hustle Choice Band is the only thing this guy has. Maybe.
Yeah, the issue is he's so slow and he's so frail and he misses all of his attacks. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy. I know Joey smoked with it in P4G. I remember watching that thing. That was super
Mhm.
funny. Because I remember he drafted it and he was telling me about it. I was like, yeah, that guy sucks, man. Like,
Yeah,
team
no.
looks cool. Shouts to the tier 2 Petron you got in low tier, but
Yeah.
that guy sucks. And he did have some pretty great games at the Flapple. It did some damage. It was pretty cool. But that might have been him being raw and not Flapple being good.
That might have just been
I think
PokeMMD being the GOAT. Like that might have just been Flapple.
This guy is unfortunately not very good.
Yeah. You DD up.
Slow, frail, doesn't hit its moves.
Yeah, that moment when I DD up and hypothetically win the game, but I missed my outrage. Like,
Exactly.
I missed my 100% accurate move, and now I lose. Like,
Not 100% accurate. This guy.
Yeah. Hey, shout out. I think was it Kiyoma that brought it? I can't remember. Someone in one of Jamarcus's draft leagues had brought. It was Hustle Dragon Rush. Just for the meme, it was just a week.
Just see if they can ever hit it.
See if they could hit it. I think they did end up hitting it.
At that point.
Yeah. It was a week where they couldn't have like even if they lost 6-0, they would have still made playoffs, so they just didn't care kind of thing. But like, okay, yeah,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that one's good. You want to knock out the last grass?
Yeah, let's just do Diplin. You can throw him right at the bottom of D tier too.
Bottom? Whoa, he's
he's better than Sliggoo for sure.
He's better than Appleton. High key. He's bulky and sticky hold of Violate is kind of good.
But it's another one of those Pokemon that it's better than Sliggoo. So when I say this, keep that in mind. It is another. Yeah, it's fat. What do you do? You know?
Okay, here's my thing, right? Here's my argument. This thing gets Recover, which is super nice. Not any of the other guys. I mean, Recover is super nice on it. A Violate gives it a lot of bulk. Sticky Hold, so you can't just... The counterplay of a Violate is, you knock it off. You can't just knock it off. It has Dragon Tail, Infestation to wear down stuff and trap it in, so the stuff that can't kill it and doesn't have a pivot move. Well, now you're stuck in here with me, and I'm getting constant damage on you. So there is that kind of annoyance to it. No regen sucks. I'm sorry, you probably didn't expect me to actually talk about Diplin, but I think this thing has some potential. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I've seen it.
It is a Pokemon I would laugh at you less if you drafted it than Sliggoo.
Yeah.
I would never.
No.
I do remember when it first came out, people were like, "If you like Diplin, it's gonna be fire."
Yeah, I think Riffin's also
his
interesting.
biggest selling card is he evolves into Hydrapple.
I think the best set is Recycle Starfberry. I do think that's his best
there you
stat.
go.
Yeah, there you go. Boost a stat every single time. Yeah, that's real.
There you go.
That's that big real. I would honestly say it's better than Gudra, but I will agree. I'll put it down here for you, but I'd rather use this over the Gudra. But that's just okay. You want to get another? You want to just let's knock out one more D tier while we're at it. Let's talk about Dracloak.
Yeah, I see the value in the sense of like fast. Dragon Ghost is broken, right? Like great typing.
But it doesn't have any
again, it's
stats.
just a move pool issue, right? I think it's just a move pool issue, and it's just not very strong.
There's no stats.
Definitely a D tier guy.
Yeah, no, there's no stats there. Like you drafted for the one.
It's one of those Pokemon where if you drafted it for 1 point and there was nothing else you needed in your team,
you're not bringing it.
Why not?
I think you bring it. This is one of the cases of thumbnail mon, where it's like, it's not even a good thumbnail mon because people would just be like, oh, you just brought Pult in the thumbnail, like whatever. Like it just looks like Pult.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just put 2 Dracloaks and it's basically a Dragapult.
Yeah. You get you Photoshop the little guy off the top of his head. That's Dragapult.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Okay, there is one more, but we'll save him because we talked about too many shitters in a row. I think we need to
get more back to the interesting guys.
We got to get back to the interesting guys.
How about another B tier? And at least in my opinion, in Archaludon.
Ooh,
I think Archaludon would be an A tier Pokemon if Rain was good.
Yeah,
but it's not.
It's not, and then this guy just kind of becomes a body press merchant.
Yeah, good rocker. And again, it's a solid Pokemon, right? Like good rocker, annoying. I think it's solid enough with Tera, but again, the opportunity cost of not tearing something else kind of
is it better than
tough.
Dax?
Decently naturally strong too. It gets like Aura Sphere for steals if you want him from the special side, as well as like the strong body pressure stamina. It's solid. It's just a good role player, right?
Yeah.
Niche breaker, good rocker, but nothing special.
Yeah. This guy is always, I feel like, overpriced in most leagues. I feel like he's super.
I agree.
Yeah, he's not that good. He ends up, his best set's probably just body press, to be honest, for that fighting week
Oh,
too.
for sure.
But like, other than that,
If Rain was better, this guy'd be better.
yeah, for
Just-
sure. Where would you put him though? Was he better than Bax? I don't even know.
I think he's worse than Bax.
Yeah,
I
I
put him
think so
right
too. I think so too. I will say, yeah, Steel Dragon's still a good typing. Can't lie.
Oh, it's...
Yep,
Yeah.
great typing. Moving on. You want to talk about Little Bro?
You can talk about little bro.
Little Bro. We're right back to shit, I see. No, but
Yeah,
Little Bro.
probably.
No, Little Bro's actually not bad. He does the same things. He just
If
has
he's
a
in
highlight.
C tier, I think he's at the bottom of it. If he's
Okay.
in C tier, I think he's at the bottom.
We can put
of
him
it,
top
or
of D
top
tier
of
too.
Yeah, I will say it is surprisingly bulky. There's been a couple matches where I've built and there's a Drowned on the other side. I'm like, let's check the Drowned on calcs, and I'll be like, oh damn, like
my
he's
God.
taking nothing.
Yeah.
But again, kind of like not necessarily a do nothing Pokemon, but not very
No.
immediately threatening.
I mean, Thunderwave's
Press
cool.
sets are annoying, you know.
Thunderwave's
Dragon Steel is
cool.
just a great typing, and I think
Yeah.
that carries it for being pretty bad.
Mhm.
And that is with Eviolite. I think like
Yeah.
if you're looking in the past, Gen 8 it was like undraftable, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But pretty solid though.
Mm.
For like a very, very cheap Eviolite rocker.
Yes. Yeah, I would say better than this because at least I'm hitting my moves with this guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it. No, he's definitely better than Flapple.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out the 3. I think it was. I can't remember if it was 24 hours or 3 hours that this guy was allowed in Little Cup.
That was super funny, and they like did it knowing they were going to ban.
Yeah,
which the guys were-
no, they just did it. They just did it
Go
for
ahead,
the
get a
funny.
couple games in, get it out of your
Yeah,
system.
go
and then he's
ahead.
gone.
Yeah, let him in. It's like when Terrakion was in PU for a bit. It was just like it was.
Yeah.
It was just like get it out. All right, okay. Let the big guy.
Almighty
Let the big guy
almighty.
stomp on all the kids here, and then we'll let him leave, and then he won't bother us again. Okay, but let him take his money, and then he'll leave. Yeah. Let's see. We've kind of there's a big elephant in the room. I think we leave this guy to last. The one
Okay.
I'm hovering over. He's a good last. I like to leave the last Pokemon to something like interesting. Let's see here. Let's talk about. Let's do Dragonite.
Yeah, I'm personally a big Dragonite guy. I'd say he's an A tier.
I agree. There's maybe better than.
I
Groudon.
actually, all bias aside, I like him more than Ments.
Oh yeah, actually. By the way, do you think Ments is better than Hydrapple? I actually kind of just put
No,
that
I think
there.
Hydrapple's better.
No, that's what
Hydrapple's better.
I kind of just slapped it there, and then we never really came to a consensus on ranking because we were just talking about it. And
Yeah,
so
no, it's
yeah,
definitely better.
okay, it's definitely better.
Yeah, Dragonite I like a lot. I mean, multi-scale is just a broken ability. Being able to leverage that is great. I
I
always say
attack all the coverage
it's
you
not
could ever
necessarily a
want.
role that you need to draft in your drafts, but I think it's very important and very beneficial to have an emergency button mon. Having an emergency button mon is always good, whether it be Dragonite with multi-scale, whether it be Trop with its Terra Shell, right?
Yeah, which is I mean,
All of
better
these things having a
multi-scale,
oh no, I don't want to lose to something button, then
Yeah.
I'll be able to come in and threaten it afterwards.
Mhm.
Is always great. Whether it be facilitating Dragon Dance sets, whether it be just like choice band sets on lead, whether it be Dragon Dance sets on lead with like, you know, a Lumberry or whatever X item to where we're not forced into that boots roll. It's just a really solid Pokemon. It's a stat monster, has crazy coverage. Pretty simple. It's great. Great mon.
Yeah, I mean, all the coverage you could ever want. Roost is annoying. It's it's took his Roost. Why did I think it got Roost taken away for a minute? I was just sitting here like, yeah, I was sitting here like, yeah, no, maybe this thing sucks. Yeah, never mind. No, it gets all the coverage you could ever want. It's all the coverage you could ever want. It's bulky. Multi-scale's good. It's the get out of jail free card of Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, for
And
sure.
it can set up and just win a game too. Although 80 speed is not the best. It's
Yeah.
kind of faces the same issue that.
You can at least mitigate it to a somewhat degree
Yes.
with E-Speed.
Right. Yes. Yeah. 80 speed is also broken. They don't allow Terra Dragonite, do they?
No. It was actually, I have a video up on the channel again, shouts to plug. It was allowed to Terra for like the first month of SV, where like everything was allowed to Terra, right?
Yeah,
Like
yes.
even guys like Power allowed to Terra. We were
Yeah.
just figuring out the format. Terra Dragonite was by far the greatest Terra Pokemon ever allowed to draft, and it just dominated what was probably the most like hectic phase of Draft League ever in
Yeah.
early SV. I mean, the most broken Pokemon ever allowed. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I want to see it again. I keep want to see that used again. It seems so. It seems
But I
so
think
funny.
Leo is 6 Foot Hacks, if you know him, a longtime Draft League YouTuber. He's playing in a league right now on Wi-Fi that allowed it. I haven't watched any of his run yet, And I think it might even been an Ubers League, but even then, I think I've seen on like 8 thumbnails. So I assume it's probably doing well.
Me plotting to go hit him up for a collab.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, just give me all the plugs. Yes, give me all the connections. Yeah. But I know this guy. Yes. It's a get out of jail free, and also it's a goober. It's just a goober.
Oh yeah, it's great design. And again, slight tangent. I love Mega Dragonite. I think that was dope. I like the silliness of it. I think it's awesome.
I think it saved knowing its personality, and the design becomes a lot goofier because of it. Because its personality,
I think super serious, like edgy Dragonite would have just annoyed me. I think it would have looked bad.
No, it would have. Yeah, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's such a lame design. All they did was just slap some wings on it." Yeah, because Dragonite already looks like it was designed by a toddler. Like it already,
for sure.
It looks like it looks like a thing off of Dragon Tales. You know what I'm talking about? Dragon Tales.
So playing off of that, like the more whimsical, angelic type.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I'm down with it. And I didn't like it at first either because I thought it looked a little dumb. But then I thought about it more, and then I read the description where it's like it will come to your aid, and it will, if it's beating your ass so hard, it will come to your aid because it cares about you. That shit is like, that's funny as hell to me, and I love it. Or it puts you out of your misery quicker. It's just like, damn. It's like, look at this little goober here. I can't wait for him to have 175 attack to get auto banned. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're never gonna get to use him, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
There's no way to buff that guy that doesn't make him immediately.
Yeah. I maybe give him special attack. That's about it. Like, I think,
Even then, it might, depending on how much.
We're approaching the end of the list here. Yeah, we're getting pretty close here. Let's talk about, I keep stealing the honor from you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead and you pick, my friend.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk Flygon. I think he fits a nice spot in C tier.
Really? I'd say top of C though.
I think that's fine. I'm not a big Flygon guy. I think the issue with Flygon is, again, just, I said it a billion times, and it's just a big thing in Gen 9 in general, is stat creep.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do enough damage and doesn't take the hits well enough, especially in losing Roost.
Yeah.
I think if it kept Roost, I think with the DD Tera sets, like a mid-tier guy, it wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah.
It just stat crapped a little bit. Its typing itself is very good. I like that it got rocks. I think that was a great buff to it. But yeah, overall,
I think Scarf's good. Scarf's decent. I mean, it's not going to do a lot of damage, but it will be a decent sort of revenge killer. It's still obviously got strong stabs. Levitate's a cool ability. It's a role filler for sure. Getting rocks helped it a lot. It got a lot of more utility with that kind of thing. But losing Roost was kind of rough as well. I still say it's top of C because I'd see a Flygon brought more than maybe. I mean, maybe like Dragalge might be a little bit better actually.
Yeah, I think Dragalge is definitely.
Okay, we're gonna do a little better. Yeah, I think this thing's better than Ogre. All right. Let's see here. Okay. We'll leave that guy for a little bit. Let's talk about Altaria.
So I think Altaria is definitely like, it's tough. I'd say definitely like either bottom C, high D, probably bottom C. I think it's pretty considerably better than Duraludon, but I wouldn't consider it great. I think for the price points, it's okay. I like it as like a random like niche anti-weather mon, even though weather isn't very good in draft, to be honest with you. Like at least in Gen 9 specifically.
Resisting the weathers is very nice too.
Yeah, or just turning it off is really.
I mean,
really solid. Turning
it off
cool. I do think like are the niche sets, like you're playing in a super fat balance, and you get to run that Fire Spin Parasong set, right? Or it getting like Wisp and things like that. Fun niches, but again, stats are a little bit tough. So I think that really, really holds it back. But again, considering its price point, where you're getting into like 2 or 3 points, really not that bad. And I think it also kept defog, so not bad.
This thing stinks, but it is, it's not bad for the price point you get. You are right. Parasong sets are very funny too. I hate getting hit by that stuff. Anytime you get Parasong by Altaria, you kind of you regret your life choices for a minute. You're sort of like, why do I play draft? Why Why did I make a
I
try to
wouldn't
make
have
a
to play this
career
guy
out
if I
of
just
this?
played OU like a normal person.
Yeah. Why didn't I just play OU? Why did I start making videos? Like, kind of, just sort of the whole thing. Yeah. And then you have to upload your POV. Like, I got fire
That's the
spun.
worst.
Yeah. It's always hard. Sometimes it's hard to tell whenever people upload like draft POVs whether they won or lost. And I get that's the point. But I think it's very funny when they're just dead honest about it. And respect. I got my ass whooped by Altari.
I did not want to upload this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Description. This video will be delisted in 2 hours. So like something very self-deprecating, as you could say. It's always very humbling. That's how I'd be uploading draft if I got my ass whooped. I would be very honest about it. Let's see here. Let's talk about, why is Gabite still here? Can we just go ahead and slap this guy like here and just call it?
Yeah, that's fine. I think he's probably worse than Draclug, better than Sliggoo.
I mean, I think he's better than Draclug because at least it has like 85 attack. This guy doesn't even have attack.
It's just slow, so I mean, are you ever gonna get one off?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but for like a niche rocker, for like a one-pointer, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It does its job, and you get rough skin shenanigans and all that sort of stuff. If you really wanted Garchomp, and then this guy was your only thing left, I'd still say pick Flygon, but yeah, the world's your oyster, I guess. Right, one of these last 4, except not that one because I want to talk about that one.
Sure. What about Haxorus? Another C tier Andy.
Yo, you thought this guy was a pseudo legendary, or just me?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I did. When I played Black White for the first time.
How do you look at that?
Like
yeah. How do you look at it and not say this thing is a pseudo?
I can see maybe bottom of B tier at best. It's just one of those Pokemon that
hits hard.
It's hard to justify drafting because while it is strong, it is not. It doesn't offer much other than being like pretty ungodly strong from the physical side. And again, the speed tier at 97. A lot of these Scarfers and Booster guys are minimum 100, if not more. But again, it is at bare minimum super strong.
Dragon Dance can be scary. I will say 97 is not the worst thing in the world. Especially with a lot of these other D-Dance guys, kind of, where it's like they kind of even go under that. Haxorus can be good, gets all the coverage it really would want. Poison Jab, Iron Head, Earthquake, all the stuff it wants.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Scarf Haxorus is interesting. Other than that, though, like it just sort of is there. Like, it's the best way to put it, right? It just is there. Shout out if you made it work, though, because I'd actually think it's an interesting breaker. I think Tera probably enabled this guy a lot.
Oh, for sure. I think that'd be a fun guy to try.
Yeah. Just hidden things like Tera Dragon might just 6-0 some people. It's like, if your fairy ain't that good, like, yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Let's go ahead. Let's leave the water dragon guys for last. Let's talk about my boy Eggy. I drafted him in Godly Gift. This guy showed up to one game and he was only my Hisuian Electro check. But hey, he did that well, bro. He did that very well.
I
Proud
think
of
it's
you,
definitely
Eggy.
a D-tier Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it is definitely a D-tier Pokemon. The
He's
defensive
got the
typing
stats,
is just
though.
terrible.
He's got the stats, though. You seen his stats,
Yeah, I
though?
mean-
125 special attack, 100 HP, 95
Yeah,
or 90
the
defense.
issue is you're slow and your defensive typing is terrible.
Ah.
You could burn Tera on it, but when you're burning Tera on your Eggy, and you're not tearing things. It's actually good.
But shout out Eggy, though. It has all the...
It's cool design. It's a draftable Pokemon.
Give more things Dragon Hammer. Why is that thing
True.
only
Cool move,
left to
and
this?
it's not even be able to be used by it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no,
we're not.
right.
I mean, you're better off cooking Draco with that guy.
Right.
Give it to a Raging Bolt gets it too.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Well, because I think
Yeah,
the
I
idea
guess you
is
would know
long
if I
neck.
would've used
It's
it,
long.
but
They're
again-
using their neck, right? I think that's what it's implied, right?
Yeah, and it might be like a Japanese translation thing,
Oh.
like Sucker Punch kind of thing.
Yeah. Now I'm picturing like, you ever seen two giraffes fight? Like, you ever see the footage of that where it's like they're slapping their necks against each other? Now I'm picturing a Raging Bolt and an Eggy just doing like a neck fight. Just like...
We need a Poke-Earth, like one of those.
Yeah, oh
Poke-Earth
my god,
videos.
yes, the Poke-Oath video where they're just like, now we see the wild Raging Bolt.
The Raging Bolt and the
engage in
Alolan
tribal
fighting.
combat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to see more stuff. I guess not too many dragons have that big neck. Wait, give this guy Dragon Hammer. I don't care if he doesn't use it. Give him it. My Drapple has a big neck. There you go. Give him it.
There you go. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. All right. Tatsugiri. This thing has Rapid Spin, and I feel like people try and draft it.
I think that alone puts it in C tier. I think it's a better Pokemon than Altaria, for sure.
I think it's a better Pokemon than Kingdra.
I'd say probably better than Kingdra, even, just because it's cheaper.
Hey, it hits hard. It does hit hard.
Spin. There was a game recently where I was playing in like a trios tour. It was like a tour where you were allowed to go. So it was like you and a team of like 3 other people. So it was like me,
that's good for me,
and Amel. And we were playing, and it was like Tera's a Rude, and then like a low tier Tera. Tatsugiri, and we got into the game. Obviously, we're tripping more on Tera's Rude. And then we started playing. We said, "Wait, damn, we don't got a water resist. If this guy specs, it kills something every time."
Yeah.
So like, it's not the most undraftable Pokemon. Spin, water immunity. No. It's not that bad.
Rapid Spin plus Draco. It's like 125 special attack. Don't sleep on this little dude. Like he literally can just kill everything. You're right. It's strong stabs and good typing. And Rapid Spin. It's just very frail. And that's kind of its biggest issue. And yeah, it also wishes that Dundozer was there as well. But, you know. We'll get to him on the water type video, don't you worry.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright. Last but not least, I saved it. It's probably a thumbnail mon. Maybe. I'm definitely it might be Wake and Bolt. Or Wake and Bolt or Moon and Bolt. It's gonna be hard. There's too many dragons.
Some of those Gen 9 Paradox broken guys. Yeah.
Walking Wake. This guy he's good on rain, but I think he's good, or not good on rain. I'm sorry, great on sun. Can this guy Tera?
Yeah, it's typically out of Tera. You will see it Tera on like hard sun teams. Like hard sun. Again, the issue though is hard sun is very hit or miss. Like it's a matchup fish team. You either get a great matchup, you get a really shitty matchup.
Right.
I think it's definitely an A tier Pokemon.
I think so too. I think it's better.
I'd say what you have right now is about fair. Yeah. I think that's fine. It is a Pokemon though that I personally would not draft outside of Hard Sun, but I think it is like a requirement on Hard Sun.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, and if a team doesn't have a Dragon Resist, hell yeah, you bring Specs. Hell yeah, you bring Booster.
Even like, again, just Terra Water, like Specs, Hydro Steam in the Sun, is just so strong. I mean, like you damn near 2-hit KO some Empoleons and stuff like that. It's a ridiculously strong Pokemon on those specific team styles. Not a terrible Pokemon outside of it, but not anything right.
One thing that Jamarcus has brought up a lot with using this guy on a Sun team, it struggles to run booster special attack a lot because of to do that you're actually like pretty remarkably slow, and when you're hitting booster speed, you're not hitting as hard as you want to hit. It's just like sometimes Hydro Stream be bouncing off, and it's just like, what even happened here? What is the point of this month? It's a matchup fisher, and that's probably the best way to put it. And
for sure,
and Flip Turn is cool though. I will say, Flip Turn was very cool. Momentum is pretty shiced.
Even like getting Knock was cool for it, right?
Knock
like
was amazing, for sure. Also, Bussy, by the way. And that is the list. Wow, it didn't take as long. I really appreciate you coming on with me. It's super fun. Anything you'd like to say? Any, I guess, parting thoughts?
Nah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I got an easy job. There's a lot of really, really broken guys here. I mean, we have some incredible Pokemon A and B tier, right? So it just shows you how strong dragons are in general.
Yep.
Lots of really, really fun guys. And I think Dragon's cool, too, because it's also not, like, a required typing. But the Pokemon are so good, you very often see them drafted, right? So, kind of a testament. I appreciate you having me on. It was a lot of fun, and be happy to do it again sometime.
Wait, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Wait, okay, great. I made a good first impression. Let's go! Let's go! All right, my last parting thought is I like to end these off on like a cutoff. Like I usually I'm screaming or I am saying something or reacting to something, and it'll be a cutoff, and then like it would, what should I say? It's gotta be really funny. It's gotta be something pretty fun. Adios is washed! Alright, there you go. Boom. Done.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean,